Hey, it's Breon. Today on CSI RPG, we're going to talk about puzzles and traps. And one of my pet peeves, and I love first edition D&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, second edition, but I noticed that like one of the things that used to kill a lot of our games were traps. Even cursed magic items. I'm not going to dwell too much on the cursed magic items, but there were a lot of pretty much, hey, roll the dice and see if you die kind of effects. And dude, that sucks, man. You put a lot of time and energy into making a character, and I got one chance to survive off of something that I just happened to pick up on my way out the door. Like, that just sucks. Or, hey, there's a trap in the corner. Are you going to touch there's a chest in the corner. You're going to touch it? Oh, there's a trap in it. Roll to die. I mean, basically, that was it. And as much common sense as that is, it's still, character-wise and game-wise, that still sucks. Yeah, as a game master, you can get away with it and go, well, you fell down the pit trap, you're dead. But, you know, unless you've told your player characters ahead of time that, you know, this is going to be a meat grinder game. Hey, everybody's got 5 characters, and you better hope that, you know, 3 out of 5 of them survive by the end of this game. Unless you make that decision up front, I wouldn't go with the traps. And what I mean by traps and puzzles is that I'm not saying don't use traps. I'm saying that create a world and scenario in which most of your traps become puzzles. Andrew has an old video where he talked about that, where, okay, you go into a cave, and you go down the hallway, and there's an open pit trap in front of you. So you look down in the pit trap, there's a skeleton, he's got armor on, it's all rusted and stuff. So now you've already alerted your players to the puzzle that is coming up, which means that this dungeon may have pit traps in it. So now you've created the puzzle, and now it's up to the player characters to figure their way around it. The other thing that's a problem with traps is that you make your players gun shy. I've mentioned this on another video, is that as a game master, you want your game to flow. You don't want things stopping. And there's nothing worse than the whole 10-foot pole. I'm tapping, I'm checking for secret doors and traps every 5 feet. I'm rolling for perceptions and stuff. That will just slow your game down so much. It's incredibly frustrating for me as a creator, that I want my players to explore my dungeons and find everything. And I made up 30 rooms. Please, I get through at least half of them before you hightail it out of my game. So what I like to do is I like to set up a puzzle. And a puzzle in its most basic form is this. You have a difficulty. You try to beat that difficulty. If you don't, the danger escalates. Now you have to have maybe a second or a third, even a fourth difficulty. And as the players fail their difficulties, the threat level increases until they are able to be creative to get around the difficulty or surpass it. So here's an example. See the pit trap? Okay, they get around it. The next one, they detect, okay, wow, you let them activate the trap, the floor falls open, there's a pit trap around it. So now they have to figure their way over top of this 10-foot pit. They figure their way around it. Okay, now they're going on in the adventure. They go, well, do we get an idea of where the pit traps are at? Well, you just go, yes, you do know where the pit traps are at. Okay, so we have to make sure we don't fall into the pit traps, but maybe we can use them against the other goblinoids that are in the cave system or something like that. And it's not a cop-out as a player, as a game master, to allow your players to avoid traps, because the idea of the trap is not to catch people. And I know there's some killer game masters out there that are just like, I don't care if I kill my players or not. You know, my job's just to make them look foolish. But you're not going to have players around very long. Your job as a game master is to make it an entertaining and rich and full gaming experience. And if the players are smart enough to figure their way around a trap, give it to them. If they somehow can figure out how to climb on the ceiling, fine. If they climb across ropes and they help each other, more the merrier. If they work together to overcome a difficulty, that's a whole lot more valuable to you and the group in general, with the longevity and memory that you have with your group, than it is just to try to catch one guy and throw him down into a pit trap with some poison spikes at the bottom. What you want to do is just give them an opportunity to discover what the trap is. If they don't discover the trap, what you want to do is you want to escalate it. So you don't want to just automatically kill somebody. Hey, they walk into the room and a spear, you step on a stone, your foot goes down a foot, and a spear flies through the air, and the character's like, oh no, what are we going to do? And the fighter's like, well, I'll put up my shield and protect everybody as the spears start flying and stuff like that. And yeah, okay, you let them do it. Let them have fun working together. Let them do the Indiana Jones thing where they think they figured the trap out and they try new and different ways. The Indiana Jones movies would be very short if he failed his role and then got killed. It was all about escalation. It was all about, now that I failed, maybe there's another way for me to get out of this. So please try to make your traps into puzzles. And of course there's the classic puzzle where you have like riddles and things of that nature, or you have 5 keys and you have to put them into the locks in a certain order. But I'm talking about the save versus death kind of stuff out there. I'm talking about the traps that are one roll survivals. And I personally, this is just my personal opinion, I don't like those. I like to have my group discover ways to get around problems and gain some kind of experience, and to further explore, yet feel that there's enough danger that if they fail, they're dead. And it's up to them and their creativity to surpass. So anyway, puzzles and traps.